Are you taking prednisone and wondering what foods to eat or avoid while taking it? Well, that's a really important question because prednisone causes weight gain, obesity, moon face, and other metabolic changes that you need to know about. So I'm going to share in this video what foods to eat and what foods to avoid while taking prednisone. I'm Dr. Megan, the prednisone pharmacist, and I personally had to take prednisone for 9 months. I gained weight. It was horrific. And I lost all that weight. And I am board certified in the conditions that people take prednisone for, so I get the science too. I've read dozens of books about nutrition, and I feel like I've seen all the things from avoid butter, avoid eggs, avoid sugar, eat sugar, all the things. So let's talk about which of those are real and which of those you should pay attention to while on prednisone. So the most important thing to understand before we start on specific foods is what is prednisone doing to your body? Prednisone is this miraculous medication. It saved my life. It helps people with immune system and inflammatory issues. And it is a miraculous medication, but it comes with side effects. And the reason is because prednisone is mimicking our body's naturally occurring hormone called cortisol. Cortisol is our fight or flight survival hormone. It gets us through disastrous situations, and Mother Nature designed it to help us survive a famine or a war or times when the crop is just not coming in on time. And it does so by changing your metabolism. It's helping you prioritize survival and minimize long-term good health. It's just trying to get you through this moment. And since prednisone is a much higher dose than what your body would normally make as cortisol, it's just even worse than what Mother Nature would have naturally been doing. So what it does is it uses up your reserves. It's as if you're going to Las Vegas with your entire life savings and blowing it all right? You have made life savings in your bones, in your muscles, and in organs like your liver of nutrients that you need to survive. Things like sugar, glucose have been bound up into things like glycogen in your liver, saving it up for emergency situations when you need to survive. And prednisone is making you release them to spend that savings account of sugar, for example. And it's using up things in your muscles. It's using up the protein in your muscles. People on prednisone, their muscles will shrink. You will have muscle loss. Then there's your bones. Your bones will be stolen from. You'll lose collagen, you'll lose calcium, vitamin D, magnesium, potassium, vitamin K2, all of these nutrients that you have been storing in your bones, maybe even since you were born, are being used up. You're spending your whole life savings to deal with being on prednisone. So what we want to do is eat foods that give back what prednisone is stealing. So we want to eat foods that give back what prednisone is stealing to minimize these side effects, whether it's the bone loss leading to osteoporosis, the muscle loss leading to sarcopenia, the loss of nutrients in your liver leading to diabetes, weight gain, and other complications like moon face and fat redistribution. You want to eat good foods that are giving back what prednisone is stealing. So let's first focus on the bones. Prednisone is stealing the calcium, vitamin D, and potassium. So you want to eat foods rich in calcium, things like leafy greens. Potassium is high in things like spinach and bananas and other delicious foods that are usually plants. Vitamin D3 you usually need to get from the sun, but there are some foods that are fortified with it. You want to eat those foods to help you feel that you're doing everything you can to minimize that bone loss. In addition, the collagen is being depleted from both your bones and your muscles. So you want to do what you can to eat collagen-rich foods. And for those of you who are whole food plant-based, you can just ignore me for a minute, but you need good proteins. And collagen itself, you can get usually in meat. Things like bone broth, meat, like whether it's cattle or chicken or other proteins, you need to be eating enough protein to give back the protein loss in the bones and the protein loss in the muscles. And if you are whole food plant-based, you need to be eating plant-based foods that are rich in protein, whether that's beans and legumes or other tofu, soy-based things. You need to prioritize protein. Not only is it going to be helping minimize the muscle loss and the bone loss, but it's also going to help you feel full. Prednisone is messing with your fullness hormones like leptin and ghrelin. It's harder to tell, oh, I've eaten enough. I'm satisfied. This is good. When you're on prednisone, you have this drive to eat that just doesn't slow down. And you feel so hungry, you could eat the legs off the table, for example. So you want to make sure that protein is a part of every meal, that you can talk with a dietitian to find out exactly how much protein is best for you. There's a lot of debate out there, but you want to make sure that protein is there to help you feel full and improve your muscle and bones. Now let's talk about your liver and the diabetes risk from the high blood sugar. That means you probably should be eating foods that are minimally processed. I know if you're on prednisone, often it means there's something really wrong with your body, so wrong that you're willing to take this harmful medication. And so you might not have the energy to be making all of your food from scratch, and I get that. But doing whatever you can to eat less processed food is a really good idea. Things that are adding sugar to your food, you want to avoid. So if it comes in a box, then it probably has added sugar, right? If it comes directly from the farm, there's no added sugar. It's just the sugars that are naturally occurring in that plant. And related to that are things high in sodium. So we want to avoid sodium as well, the salt, because prednisone is making your body retain salt, hold on to salt, which is leading to water weight gain, kidney changes, and bloating, swelling, whether it's your knees or your ankles or your face. Prednisone makes you retain water by retaining salt. And so if you minimize salt and you minimize sugar, added salts and added sugar, that's a really good idea. You don't want to go like no salt. You do need salt in your diet, but you want to minimize added salts by minimizing the ultra processed foods. So essentially, if your great grandmother, however far back you need to go, would not recognize that food, then you should avoid it while on prednisone. You should only eat things that your great grandmother could have eaten. That's an easy way to think of it. Some ask whether you can do intermittent fasting while on prednisone. And there are definitely people who advocate for that. Definitely talk to your doctor about it. Make sure it's safe for you and your condition. But it is a possibility you can explore, whether you minimize your eating window to 12 hours or 8 hours or less. Make sure that you are doing it carefully with the consultation of a doctor and a dietitian. Others want to know if it's safe to do a keto diet, for example, cutting out most carbohydrates and eating more fat and protein. And some have found that that is really beneficial for their disease control and minimizing prednisone side effects. So that is a thing you could explore, again, with the consultation of a doctor or a dietitian. And then the last question I often get is, can I use weight loss drugs, the GLP-1 agonists like Wegovy or Zepbound? And yes, those should be okay. I went to a seminar just there said, yes, those should be fine. You do need to know that there's an increased risk of pancreatitis and other side effects to those drugs. But as far as whether it's okay to use with prednisone, it should be okay, according to that doctor. And what else can you do to help with prednisone weight gain? Well, also at this Harvard seminar, it was emphasized that exercise is really important. That helps retain your muscle mass. It helps to retain your bone mass. Impact exercises are really important on bone. So whether that's weightlifting or just simply walking, if all you do is walk 5,000 to 7,000 to even 10,000 steps a day and cut out ultra processed foods, that would be the bare minimum that I would recommend to have a healthy diet and exercise while on prednisone. That alone would be enough. You can get more aggressive and do more dramatic things, but if you simply act like your great great grandmother would have, walking to the well to get water and walking back, all that walking, all that lifting, all that movement just to survive, then you'd probably be minimizing the side effects of prednisone, like weight gain, osteoporosis, and muscle loss. And finally, because I was so concerned about the weight gain and the complications to my metabolism and bones while on prednisone, I invented a supplement to help give back those nutrients that prednisone is stealing. And it's called Nutranize Zone. Nutranize Zone has a morning bottle and a bedtime bottle. The morning bottle helps give back those nutrients that are worsening your metabolism. And the bedtime bottle helps you get restful sleep at night so that you can have proper hormone release to get good weight support. The combination of these are exactly what you need while on prednisone. You don't need any other supplement to support you while on prednisone with your bones and your weight and other side effects. So just get Nutranize Zone today. You just take 2 in the morning and 2 at bedtime, and it helps you feel like yourself again while on prednisone to minimize that weight gain, and you'll know you're doing all you can to minimize complications. Just go to nutranize.com or Amazon to get Nutranize Zone today. Signing off as Dr. Megan, your prednisone pharmacist.